Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Accu-Stats Video Productions, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the 2016 Make It Happen One-Pocket Invitational. Thank you so kindly. We're coming to you live, as always, right here in the Aramis-Simonis Arena at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, the home of Accu-Stats Video Productions and the home of the Make It Happen series. For the 8th time, we've reassembled here to have 6 champions come and compete in a round-robin format. This is our 3rd go-around in one pocket. As always, we've asked all of you to select 4 players. You've brought back 4 of our one-pocket champions from previous Make It Happen events. We've added 2 new players this time, Jeremy Jones and Tony Chohan, and we're so glad to have them with us to compete with the other 4 greats for this most prestigious title. Now, as always, we're playing a race to 3 in a round-robin format, so everybody will play 5 matches over 4 days. That's 15 matches in total. When we get to Sunday night, after our 7 p.m. match, that'll be match 15, we will then take the 2 players with the best overall one-loss records and have them compete in a one-match playoff for the championship. And that will occur Sunday at 9:30. Our equipment, the best in the business. Diamond Billiard Products has provided us with this table with pro-cut pockets, 860 Simonis, and Aramis balls. We'd like to express our deep gratitude to those companies for their, for their loyalty and support of the Make It Happen series. Before I introduce our competitors one last time, on behalf of all 6 of our great champions, the entire team here at Accu-Stats Video Productions and Ed Ladowie and his great staff at Sandcastle Billiards, thank you all very much for your loyalty, devotion, and support to Accu-Stats Video Productions. Ladies and gentlemen, you've done it again. You've made it happen. Okay, it's now my pleasure to introduce our 2 competitors. This is match number 4. Our first player is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's a former U.S. Open one-pocket champion, and he is a 4-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion. Sponsored by Q-Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the South Dakota Kid, Shane Van Boening. His opponent's from Toronto, Canada. This gentleman just recently won the Don Coates Memorial One-Pocket event, and he also won the inaugural Accu-Stats Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational in 2012. Sponsored by Pouillat Sports, Ariel Camelli Custom Cues, Le Spot Billiards, and AlexPagulayan.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the smallest man with the biggest heart, it's the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. Your referee for this match is Mr. Carswell Ransom. Your official timekeeper, Miss Angel Maracas. Official photographer is Carl Kantrowitz. And we have 2 very special guests to do commentary for you at this time. So I'd like to send it over to the booth to Double J, Jeremy Jones, and a very, very special guest, Mr. Jimmy Fusco. Take it away, gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. Happy to have you all join us here from Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey for the Accu-Stats Make It Happen One-Pocket Invitational. I'm Jeremy Jones, joined by Jimmy Fusco. How you doing, Jimmy?
All right, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Happy to be here. And we all saw that Shane won the lag in this race of 3, so ever so important. And interesting enough, he's breaking to what would be the pocket a right-hander normally might not break to. Isn't that right, Jimmy? Most of the time, a right-hander wants to go to the other pocket.
90% of the people would, yeah.
Yeah, and unless the table tells you otherwise.
Right. But that was a good break.
Yeah, he broke them well. Anytime you can direct your opponent pretty much to one shot, and it's a safety, you broke them pretty well.
So why do you think that Shane broke to the hole that he broke to?
Well, it's hard to get a pool table perfect, but most of the time it might just be a ball that rolls in from one way or another on bank shots off the end rail or the side rail. It could just be an 1/8 of an inch, which isn't much, maybe even less, but it makes a little bit of a difference. So, and sometimes guys And he hit this well. And this is a really fast table, so shots like that can get away from you very easily.
It seemed like it would play a little fast with your match.
It's fast. It's fast. And I wouldn't say it's brand new felt, but with the lights and everything, it's playing real dry. So
okay. Yeah.
And sometimes guys, I know a lot of guys that really prefer to break to one hole or the other. You know, they just break them better.
Unless one hole is a better hole to break to that table, breaks good to that hole, and not real good to the other hole.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys have practiced that. I actually broke to the same pocket Shane did for a couple reasons, but
you did, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Alex is in a little bit of a sticky situation. He's going to have to play the cue ball on top of the stack. Nice shot. I don't think he let him see the 5, which was important.
Right, yeah.
And I think you're going to see Shane play off the 13 and 2-rail this ball because he can cue it. He can cue the cue ball kind of where he needs to on the lower right part of the ball.
Yeah, I can see from here we got a pretty good view of that, right, where he can have he's got the right side of the cue ball.
Yeah, he's got a lot of he's got a lot of traffic to really put a stroke on and go through there, though. It's not easy.
Yeah. But I think he has to do what you said here: 2-rail that up, 3 rails, then into the 5 or that. What is that? The 4 and 7. And follow away. Oh, he's going to draw away.
Yeah, he's going to draw. He's got but like I said, it takes a pretty straight stroke to get through there without fouling.
Okay, I didn't see it. Yep.
Oh, he hit it great. He hit it great.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'll tell you, when it comes to these fast tables, that's one. Shane, he can play on anything, of course, but it seems to me he gets a lot more comfortable than most people do on fast equipment.
Right?
Well, yeah, he plays a lot of tournaments. So a lot of tournaments, big tournaments all over the world. What do you play on? You play on brand new felt. You know, to start out anyway. By the end of the tournament, the felt's worn in pretty decent. But to start out the tournament, you're playing your first several matches on pretty new felt for the most part. Now, pool room tournaments are different, but he travels. You know what I mean, all over playing the biggest tournaments in the world.
Yeah, he's always
a lot of TV events where the tables play really fast.
Alex is in big trouble from here, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's got to take his time getting out of this. And what he wants to do here is he'd like to get him on the backside of that 4 where Shane had to go up table with that cue ball, but that's pretty risky. I think I would just try and kick and lay it down behind the 4, trying to make sure I don't come up high enough for any kind of banks.
Yeah, there ain't very much he can do.
Yeah. Now, he'd like to hit off the 15 and do that, but...
Too tough.
Yeah, he hit it great, though. And the key here, if the guy doesn't want to take a foul right back, the key here is to get you in the stack, he's going to have to go off a ball that's near his hole. That's what you want him doing. You want him moving off. You want him moving the ball that's near his hole. Right.
I don't know what he's going to do here. What do you think he's going to do here? I can't.
Well, I think you got to just clip off the 1.
Just the 4 ball near the pocket.
Yeah, that's the 4.
Ball?
The pink 4. He could clip off the 1 and go 1 rail and lay him on the side rail, kind of opening the 1 for a long rail bank on the next shot, maybe.
That's about it. And maybe even pocket the 1 on the side if there's room.
I'd like to not pocket it myself, though, because that way it might leave a long rail bank after Alex's next shot. Say Alex soft kicks the 4 or something like that, which is what he may have to do if Shane can lay him down on that side rail. I'd like to not make this.
It almost looks where it's laying, where if you don't pocket it, he's going to scratch. Or maybe he's not going to. I don't know. See, he had to pocket it.
See, I was thinking he would come to the side rail. Like hit it thinner and let the cue ball run to the chalk and to the side rail. Not saying this is easy for Alex, but at the very worst, he can shoot the 7 into the 4, knock the 4 in, and knock the 7 around table, kind of stopping his ball or shoving his ball forward a little bit.
Either way, the break is a big favor from here.
Yeah.
That end ball didn't come out at all. Maybe that's why he's breaking to this pocket. That end ball, we got a table or pool room. I teach. I don't play anymore, but one side the ball sells out so bad, and the other side it don't move.
It's like perfect, right?
Unbelievable. Wow.
And this is where this is kind of a match where you'd like to Alex, his corner's probably thinking, all right, let's try and get into the game as long as we can, playing Shane. You know, let's make him move a little bit. If he had to game plan it. Wow, what a great shot.
Wow.
What a great shot. But meanwhile, he sold out. The 8 ball is like perfect. he can just draw to the side rail, leaving a cut on the 4. You don't want to. The key here is you don't want to draw all the way down. You want to draw to like the middle diamond, to where you leave the thin cut on the 4. That way, you don't sell out any bank on the 4, and you can possibly get him the 8 covered up by the stack, right?
Exactly. He's going to park weighty right on that second diamond, just like you just said. It's laying for it. It's built right in.
But a lot of people make the quick mistake to draw back behind the 4 a little bit, and that's a lot more risky. Ooh, he almost got a nice little ticky off the 5.
Oh, it hit the 5.
It just barely missed it. But the speed it was going, it might have went right in.
Well, Alex made a pretty good, darn good shot right there. Got a little unlucky the way that ball laid, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that ball didn't, and even the 4, it could have laid a little closer to the pocket maybe. But I'll tell you, for Shane, when you start playing these kind of guys, like Alex and Shane himself, like that's real important. He got him on the. Now, emphasis was trying to make the 8. Don't get me wrong. You'd like to try and just make it, but you got to leave this Alex where he can't cue the bottom part of that ball. He'd do a lot of damage to you at the bottom part of that cue ball. What do you see, Jimmy? Anything? You just gonna knock the 1 into the 3 and put them on the top, or just the 1 away? Yeah.
We already did it. The one parked weight in the rack and knocked the 1 on his side now.
But that's just, that's the right shot.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not saying it's doing great things, but
it didn't have much else.
What are you going to do? It's going to give you a better
golf.
chance to play safe the next shot or make a move.
Right. Got him in the rack again. Well, now maybe he can knock him off the rail into that 5 of it. Is that the 5? Yeah. And downtown away. No, he's going to stop
well, he
right
didn't hit that enough.
Wow.
He's going to get
Can he
that.
cut this
Yeah,
in?
He's cutting that in, I believe. If he feels comfortable reaching it, I'm pretty sure he's cutting that in.
He's going to whack right into the stack on it.
I'm not sure what.
Is that 15? No. Well, if it goes or not. This looks
well,
like
if he hits the 7, he's great. But even if he hits the 11, he's got a good chance of getting a shot, I think.
Right. Yeah.
With the 8 ball bank there, too.
Yeah. He's going right into the 7. Yep. Nothing.
He's okay, though, because he can definitely see the bank on the 8. It's a matter of how he wants to play it. The 3-2's not sitting too well for a combination. It's the 5 he's got to worry about selling out. And this is the type of shot on this fast table he's got to be real careful. Can he draw it and kill it?
And there's 2 ways you're saying. Either put it near the side pocket.
Well, see, what I do a lot of times.
Into the 10. No, he's going by the side pocket.
He's going by the side, but that's what I was afraid of. If you go by the side, get it there. But my thought on that kind of shot is I might come 2 rails into the 5, like just go ahead and find the path. But when I teach people that or tell people that, I hit it in rail speed, meaning if I go by the 5, I go and freeze them on the in rail, straight in on the 5 if I miss it. But it was laying so well to pick out a 2 rail angle to go 2 rails and go fat into that 5. But I tell people when you decide to do that, just go ahead and hit it with that in rail speed. That way, if you go by the 5, you still got to plant it on the in rail. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that was sort of real good sense. If you miss it,
like when you come 1 rail into the back of a ball, like you're cross cornering a ball and you go off the in rail and you're coming the cue ball into a ball that's maybe a diamond and a half, 2 diamonds up, but you got to shoot it. You play the cue ball in rail speed. That way, when you go by it, you still got them froze.
Right, but that was up there where that 5 is. That was a touchy shot to hit that 5 2 rails.
Yeah, but I like it though. I as good as these guys are, And it gives you a lot better chance of making that bank. That's what I like about it also. Like how much are you heightening the chances of making that bank? And if you come off the 5, you can't really even sell out. Look at the 3-2 and the 6, like everything was covered up.
Right. Well,
that's another reason why I like the shot better.
Right.
So.
Balls are laying perfect. For
taking a little bit of a chance right there. For Alex, right, on that bank, on the cross corner bank on the 8.
And also on that shot by playing it the way he did, and he did what you're never supposed to do. He didn't hit the bank hard enough to go.
To ever go, yeah. Because they're so worried about the cue ball,
No matter how perfect you hit it, if you don't hit it hard enough, you can't go. But he's worried about the cue ball, but yet he had plenty of room to go, and it didn't seem like it. There is
He's
He
got to
hit it
avoid
darn
the double
good,
kiss here
just
if
not-
he's going behind the 9. Okay, he hit it great.
Wow, he hit it awesome. Phew.
Yeah, that's the shot I've been having trouble with the
That's
last
a
like
true.
6 months.
That's a true Karen right there. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
true billiard.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm not sure if he can get him doubled up on the 11-6 here. I don't know if he has enough angle on the 5 to bank the 5 and still get him doubled up. Like get the cue ball all the way over there. You think? That's hitting the ball pretty hard, ain't it?
If I,
He's trying looking at long
Yeah,
rail into 5
I
and
see.
trying to go to left side rail.
I think he could.
He's got to hit it pretty hard. He's got to hit
I don't
it.
know.
He's got to hit it. It's not going to
Maybe
be
he's got
pocket
too
speed
much
on the
angle.
5.
Too much angle. Maybe maybe does the 11 go into the pocket?
No, the 11 doesn't go by the 6.
Then he don't have to worry about getting over a little bit on that side.
Well, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm not sure if he can get enough over there. Period. Like he's
Okay.
got to hit this.
Oh.
He can't hit this pocket speed. I don't think and get all the way where he's doubled up behind the 11-6. It's close. Maybe he can.
probably
He hit that
shoots
great.
Oh,
What do I know? Wow, he scratched. Wow, that's pretty sick.
Wow.
He almost hit it. I mean, like he wanted to get behind the 1. That's how
so
good
he
he hit
really
it.
traveled much more than I thought he would.
Yeah, me too.
And yet he hit it on the right track. It was going in.
Oh, and he hit it pocket speed too.
And he hit it.
It's a fast table. Got a lot of rollout on that ball.
That's the worst I've ever seen his pocket speed. 1.5 inches in the shelf. It's in the shelf. That's his worst pocket speed I've ever seen.
Yeah, his touch. Well, that's going to always be a sign of a great player, his touch.
Wow, his touch is unbelievable.
Okay, he's shooting the 6. Is he going into the 9-5 here? It looks like he is. Looks like he's shooting this with a high ball, trying to remove or get shape on one of these. He's trying to maybe go off the back of the 9 and make the 5 and kick the 9 over, maybe something like
Right,
that.
something like that, right.
I think he's going to have to. He can't afford to take some chance and get behind the stack with those balls, obviously. So he's going to have to come up and to where he can shoot the 9-5 combination, pocket in the 5 for Shane, and knocking the 9 maybe into the stack a little bit, but not hard or anything. Just that direction. Maybe where he can draw the ball back where he doesn't have the 11 ball bank, something like that.
I think that's what he's going to do, come right back to about where his hand is. Oh, no.
Wow. And that's
he's
the problem.
drawn
How
into
can you
the
do
rail
that?
and
How
off
can you
the
take
stack.
that chance with a guy having 2 balls, Nix?
Wow.
I mean, it's one thing if you got, like, I don't know.
And he hit it as good as you could hit it until he hit the stack perfect.
Man, still got on the other side of the stack, but I mean that's
He's in big
why
trouble.
I think the shot wasn't very much. I mean, the percentage on the shot wasn't too great.
No. I think what you said would be the right shot, get the perfect angle and knock
Yeah.
it.
Well, you got room for error on that angle too. Like there's a few areas you can get as long as you're not too far behind it.
Going to bank this and leave it right up on the 1? No,
No,
he's
he's
going to kick
kicking
it
this
in.
ball in. Uh-oh. Wow, a big mistake, mental error, I would have to say, by Alex a second ago, and then
Yeah.
he missed a kick shot. He'd like to think he's a huge favorite to make. Just trying to knock the 5 in.
How far? It ain't like that it's hanging in the pocket, right? It's on the wrist.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, you could overcut it, like if he was
Yeah,
kicking at it.
yeah.
But
That was no easy kick.
no, not at all. And he didn't take much time doing it. I think
I
it was
was gonna
probably the
say,
right shot.
He
But
didn't even take it. He didn't look around a little bit or debate it. I don't know.
now, is he going to play a thinner angle on the 9 to go into the stack,
He's
maybe?
just going to not even touch that. Not
Like
even
so.
touch the rail.
Oh, he wants to shoot the 2. I think he wanted to maybe get on the 2 right there, which would have been nice.
Oh.
That opened up the 4, and then you got a safety valve
He is
on the
shooting
9.
it too.
Okay.
You're right. Wow. I guess you got motion.
I wouldn't follow this, though. I'm shooting this to open the balls. Let the 14 open everything up.
Hit the 9 and it went.
Yeah, he didn't have the entire pocket,
No.
and I'm not sure he had to spin it to make it. I'm not sure he had an entire natural look at the 2 ball. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had to throw it in a little bit.
Okay.
But this turned out nice. He can shoot the 4, drop for the 6 or the 10, or even open the balls. I'm not sure I would do that. Not yet. See him go around 3 rails. Yeah. Oh, that's too much, I think. Table's fast. Meanwhile, it's perfect. Now, Jimmy, you say you don't play much anymore, but you enjoy the teaching. I enjoy it for the most part.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. It's not easy.
Oh, no, it's not easy. It's good. It's fun to see people get better, though. People your help. Now,
playing for the 10 here?
I think so. We're looking at he's got a 3-0 lead. This is, excuse me, yeah, 3-1, 3-1.
Nice thing about shooting the 6 here.
The 6 is okay. I mean, it looks like if you hit the top of the 14, it's going to push the 12 out maybe, but I hate to drop down below that 10 some kind of way. He wants to shoot the 6. He wants to open the ball. He can open them with the 4, though,
So
too.
3 ball.
As long as he draws his ball, he should come away with a shot. That 12 should get pushed, and the 7 should open. Like so, great. Nice shot. And you notice he didn't kill it.
Yeah.
You know?
Boy, hit that nice.
He got a little unlucky. Yeah. He doesn't really have the angle. I think his drawing on the 15 isn't great.
Right. He's going to draw right into the 10, and he's on the rail, no?
Yeah, you never know, though. I don't know. He can cheat the angle a lot.
Yeah, he's got it.
He could even draw back for the 10 right here. Yeah. Nice shot.
Yep. From here, it looked like where he had to cut that 10, he couldn't get to the rail.
Right. And Shane playing for 3. The 7 goes. I don't know if the 3 goes, Jimmy. You got a little better angle at it.
Yeah, the 3 goes.
If the 3 goes, all right. You don't play short here, then I don't think if you got enough angle to naturally come up, that's what you want to do. He's going to hit that. And now he's flirting with the side pocket on the 3. That's a problem.
What was he playing for, the 3 there? Or
Yeah, he's
shot?
playing for the 3. I like that as long as it wasn't asking too much. Now he just needs to. I think he's going to have to shoot at the 3. I mean, he didn't have to, obviously. He's going to have to elevate the cue, though. I don't think he can avoid the scratch.
Without elevating, right. He's going to elevate. Yeah, he's going to go around 3 rails for the 5.
Yeah.
1 rail straight. Oh, no. Looks like
People
3.
don't think there's pressure in one pocket. If he misses this ball, he'll be instantly becoming an underdog
Right.
to win the game. Now he's playing for 1.
Got 7. Playing for 1.
Now, Jimmy, this is my first time to the Make-It-Happen. I'm so happy to be here. Now, do you normally come up and watch?
I haven't made it up. No.
Oh, okay.
It's the first time.
Gotcha.
I've been trying to get up every year. I've been watching on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, sweet, huh? Just like a shot like that. Now he's giving up a cross-corner bank.
Thinking.
Not saying all the balls are in play, but the 14 could definitely right there to open up the 12-7. He's got a natural angle to come up on the 11 right here. Yeah, I noticed that on some of these cross corners. There's enough rail there, but it sometimes seems to drop real quick. And of course, it could be the stroke or whatever. Sometimes you put a bad stroke on, the ball won't keep its line very well. But he put it in a nice place considering he snookered him on the 13. He's got the 4 where he can't really get to the 4 ball.
Little touchy little situation right here.
For sure it is. He's looking at the kick, or he's looking at cutting the 11. Okay. I think so. I think that's what he's looking at doing.
Wow. I don't know.
He's going to graze off the 14, go behind the 4. He's got a, what's the 7 doing? That's the problem. Hit it great. I think he hit it great. You still still going to have to dodge a few things, though. 13 ball's probably coming back here, right? Could one rail the 11. I know it doesn't go, but I mean, you're getting them all down here.
I think it's going to one rail at 13. Try and get up here for, near the 1 for the left. On that side somewhere. Oh, he's going to go one rail.
He's going to go just one rail on the other side of the 11, trying to play this. Oh, he hit it with speed. Fourteen doesn't bank. Doesn't appear the 14 banks. I don't really blame Shane, even though he needs one. I don't really blame him shooting at this 11 ball. I'm not so sure I would have went 3 rails with the cue ball. I know he didn't want to leave Alex a long shot off the end rail, but he could have played the 11 more pocket speed. Now he's giving up the 4, or the 7, excuse me. You can almost billiard this 4 in too, almost. Looks like it's going to cut it backwards a little too much, but. And again, he's banked it and it's dropped down to the end rail. And this time the 14 may bank now. And a few people would commented that Shane, not having as much knowledge, but he hasn't played much one pocket of late, I don't think. But a few years ago, he played quite a bit of it. And guys like him, they learn so quick.
So lately, he hasn't been playing.
Well, I haven't seen him in many of the tournaments. They've had some big entry fee one pocket tournaments lately, and several all kinds. And he's played in a few of them.
Just wanted to get it out and play, maybe. He needs
I guess maybe he thought the cue ball was going to catch the 12 and kind of maybe get a kiss, not go up table.
So it's got the same bank again.
Yeah.
You see, every one of them went full. You're right, which is hard to get to that bottom rail.
Yeah, it's so quick. I mean, I have it dive so quick to the bottom rail. Again, it did the same thing.
He hit the bottom rail again?
Yeah. Went right to the bottom rail.
It's hard to believe that a ball that low can get to the bottom rail.
I mean, but it's getting there quick, too, like before the middle diamond. Sometimes I think maybe the corners can be, a little different, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Me and my cousin Pete were talking about that the other day.
How's Pete doing?
Pretty good. Good. Jeremy.
Great shot. And the cue ball, look at the cue ball, just in case it didn't go. And after one game, Shane Van Boening holds serve and takes a 1-0 lead. Jimmy, earlier when I was on my way back, Ben, the guy who gave me a ride, he said, "You know who you're doing the commentary with?" I said, "Who's that?" He said, "Jimmy." I said, Jimmy Fusco?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Wow."
I watched you play about most of the match.
Yeah. It wasn't much to watch.
Got here a little late. Now, you were saying about your that you've been having a problem with your caroms, like the one that...
Well, just like that type of shot, that's not much of an aiming shot. For the most part, I'm a big trust, you got to trust what you're doing. And that type of shot, I mean, now I'm not having trouble when I got a little more room for error, but like the ones I got to squeeze it in there, following through the ball. I haven't been so successul at. It cost me a few games here and there. And he's going to get a cut on the 13 to open game 2. But the guy who was giving me a ride, he told me Jimmy Fusco. We started talking, and Ben, he said he knew you from years ago around, I guess, the pool room in Elizabeth or whatever it was, a few pool rooms around Jersey. And,
West End.
yeah. So anyway, I said, I never seen a champion that could play with a tip as big as Jimmy Fusco's. It was unbelievable.
I still like him big.
I believe it.
Jimmy Wetch used to tell me, this isn't a tip, this is a car bumper.
Yeah, well, we were talking, and I said,
Well, he cut that ball in, Jeremy.
yeah, he's looking at the 715 here, and he likes it. He's not taking much time. You're going to see him follow through. I wouldn't draw this. I think I'm following this ball. You get a lot more collision on the 5 if you follow it. He's trying to make sure he came out. Yeah, everything opened up perfect. But I was talking to him and Ben, and I was like, no telling Jimmy, you must have to change your tip every week, like every 2 weeks.
No.
No?
No, for some reason, I thought about that.
You hit the ball so light,
I don't
just
know.
never pounded
really,
down the tip.
Yeah, I never pounded down the tip too much. Maybe because they were so big, but as soon as they get it, I know some tips that people play with, I would have had changed. Like Spanish Mike, his tip is big as my base. You know what I mean?
Right. No, for sure. That's what I say. I figured when you played a lot of pool that you had to have them changed all the time. It's because you like the tip big. You know, you like the full tip.
Maybe because I didn't play a whole lot. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought about that. I never really wore them out that quick.
I figure you wore them out. Well, not wore them out, but what I figured is you cut them off and resold them. They were so big. That's what I thought. I said, of course he can afford them. Now, he took a big chance there going into them balls. He already had 2, and he could have definitely gotten 3 more and played for a bank on the 3 at the bare minimum. Now, he's got to be aware of what happens here. Obviously can't leave a bank on the 6. He's going to be all right, though. I think if he just banks this back up into like the 414, moving a ball or 2 over on his side, just kind of drawing right up underneath this 11 ball. Doesn't want to hit any of the 8 or 9, any of that. Yeah, that's what he wants to do. Pretty upset he didn't get those extra ones that were out there, though.
Yeah, you could have got 3 or 4 more for sure.
Yeah, for sure 3, and probably developed another ball to break those balls with. To be honest with you, could have got a cut on the 10 to come across into the balls. He could have done a number of things.
It's not frozen.
Not sure what he's looking at here. Is he looking at just elevating him over the ball? Okay. That's okay.
Frozen.
Frozen, wow. Well, if it's frozen, that's different. But if it's frozen, he's done well. You can't let him see the 6, though. This is going to be a mistake if he just comes down to the end rail. I think maybe... can't let him see the 6 ball, right, Jimmy?
Oh, my goodness.
Great shot.
Oh, I thought he sold out there.
No, hit it well. He didn't want to he didn't want to just take a foul.
And let him see the 6.
Right.
Yeah, from here it looks like he can cut that in, but I guess he can't.
No, if you look at the monitor, our monitor here in the booth, on the table it looks kind of like he can, but looking at the table, but it's pretty steep.
Yeah. But they're laying good for Alex right here.
Yeah, they're not laying bad at all. I wonder if he can. No, it doesn't appear so.
Of course, he can't get to the 6 and 10. He's got to
That last shot, though, I think I would have probably rolled out behind the 10. Now it's going to be much more difficult to do that.
Try and go behind. Oh, he took
He hit it bad.
Behind 6.
Got lucky to double up the 10-6 unless it's dead.
Can't see from
It's
here.
close, but
6 looks dead on the monitor.
yeah, it's close. It certainly looks makeable. Here's where you got to become. If the 10-6 is makeable, you got the 4-up table. This is where you have to play in one pocket. You have to become good at just one rail soft kick in the 11 to the side rail. You see how nothing goes, like no banks. But the key to that is you don't leave the guy some type of kick shot at that deuce and make it hard for him to move. You know, just kick to the bottom rail, bump to 11. You have to learn how to gauge that shot a lot. Different variations of it. Just one rail soft on the ball. He could open this up, but if he didn't come back around, he's looking at, can I make the 10-6?
He's not froze. He's thinking about
just whacking it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, when you're so far behind it, you got to know the ball
froze.
doesn't.
I can see it from here on the monitor. So.
Yeah, it's not froze for sure, but the ball doesn't react as natural as you think when you're so far behind cutting the ball. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't work out at all for him.
It might throw to the side.
What's he doing with the cue ball?
Oh,
wow.
Now, is that a foul?
Yeah, that's a foul. 100%.
Okay.
And not when you see the ball get flown off the table from time to time playing one pocket for sure, but not in that manner. That I guess was that. I know it was necessary to hit it hard, but that might have been a little hard, a little too hard.
It was a little too hard, yeah, but 10 got plenty. He made the ball already pocketed. It got plenty of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It was still would have traveled a lot more, I think, if you'd hit it.
Yeah, for sure. Not as much. He's getting on the 5, I think. Getting on the 5, that's perfect. Now he's gonna open up the 2.
Yep.
He's got to make sure he gets enough draw on this off the 2, but he's also got to make sure the 7 doesn't get doubled up on the 2 some kind of way, because I think he wants to use the 2 next to break the balls, like so.
Oh, he did that beautiful, didn't he?
He got a little more angle, but he's still great. He's still great. I think he can catch enough of the 6 to where the cue ball won't go up table on him. I think he's got to shoot that, right?
Oh, he's got to shoot the 2. No
Yeah.
question. I don't think he's going to shoot the 7. No way.
Well, you could shoot the 7 and wait on the 2, but I like following the 6 is going to open the 8, 9, and I think he can catch the 6 enough where he's not going to. Well, I can't believe he didn't follow it like you said, though. That way he gets up to the middle of the table a little bit, right?
It looked like from here it did.
Looked like he could catch a little more of the 6 full. Oh, you got the 11. You got the 11. He's going to curve this ball and come across for the 7. Great shot.
Wow.
Great shot there. And he didn't take any time.
He just got up and shot it. This game's over.
He needs
3, 6, 9,
he needs 5. He owes 1.
Oh, he don't have any, right? Okay. He owed 1, right?
I think he's got 3 to the good right now. So certainly like to open those balls. He's going to shoot the 14 and 4, and then try and get an angle on the 8. If he doesn't, he could fall straight in and bank the 6 or the 9 next for his last ball. He could even come up for the 1, but I don't see him doing that.
So he owed 1 when he started shooting.
That's correct. Yeah, he knocked in the 10, the long 10 ball shot to start. Got perfect on that second ball. That 5 ball opened up the rack, really gave him another break ball on the 2. Just going to kill his ball here. If he gets the nice angle, he gets it. But if he doesn't, he could produce a bank on the 6 and 9.
I'm going to brush the 6.
Yeah.
Slam perfect for brushing. Yeah. Oh, I thought he still needed 1.
Oh, he still needs 1.
Oh. That's what I thought.
After 2 games, it's 1-1. And really a couple different times, Shane, with that 10-6 combination also, but a couple different times he could have put himself in a better position. He got stuck up on a run where he had a 3 or 4 more he could have definitely gotten, giving himself about a 6-0 lead in the game, or 6 to -1 maybe.
I was just thinking to myself, Shane more or less had the advantage after making that ball and breaking that. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, boom. It What shot did he sell out on, Shane? There?
When he shot that backwards 10-6 combination, he hit it so hard he knocked the ball off the table, and he fouled.
Right,
yeah,
and he fouled it. Right. Right. You're right. Not a pretty strong break, huh?
Well, yeah, getting the cue ball close to the rail. He's got some type of play on the 8, I think, maybe. But
the other end ball never came out at all. Wow. Nothing real close to Shane's hole, but
yeah, he can't soft kick at the 12-13 because the 1. He'd like to be a nice shot to kick it like the 2-15 and go into the 8 with the cue ball and stick him on that pink 4, but that's tough. Okay, I'm not sure about this. Well, okay, caught the 1. So that's nice.
He's going back in that stack, huh, Jeremy?
Yeah, you might kick it to 7-1 right here, Jimmy. You can kick it, try and make it. The stack looks nice to hit off of, even if you go up table with the cue ball. These are pretty aggressive players, but if he just nips this with the 12-13 like it is, I don't see this becoming a big advantage for Shane. Now, if you think your player's going to fumble, that's one thing. But pretty sure Alex isn't going to sell out from here. He's going to, as long as the 1's not giving up, he's going to 2-rail kick at the 12.
Right.
So, and then Shane really won't have anything to play off of to get him back in the stack. I might have looked at kicking at that 7-1 right there, the way the balls were. The way the balls were, that 10, those, I like it when there's a line there. I feel like I can go boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? If I don't hit it thin and stick, I'm going like up to the middle of the end rail, and I'm not giving up anything.
On Shane's last shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if I had a ball near my hole, it's different.
It's almost where he might have to do that now, no?
No, he can't get to it. That's
from here, it looks like he could. Yeah, okay.
He could with a lot of hard spin, but hard to gauge that. He's going to the rail. But again, you're just going to see a soft kick at the 12. He'd like to leave him where he can't see the 9. Not saying the 9's a threat, but he doesn't want to leave him some type of options to be able to get a ball near his hole and snooker him. Uh-oh. Okay, that was perfect. And he tied up the 2 on his side.
Right.
Now, a few shots ago when I talked about that kick on the 7-1. Now, if I had a ball really near my hole, really near it, not a diamond up like the 12, that's different. I wouldn't have done that. I would have put him in the stack. But I can see playing a great player that me just nipping him and putting him in the stack right there the way the balls are. They aren't going to sell out. They're not going to give up anything. I might have taken a little more of a chance there, especially as good as the balls were laying. There's that touch you were talking about, Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay, I see. It looks much further from the reel on the monitor. Okay. What's he doing here?
He's just rolling on the 11.
Sold out the 8 here or no?
No.
No.
No, he's way thin on that. Although he's got to make sure he doesn't let him see the 12 or 8 after the shot. He's going to draw it and try and leave him right on top of that 15. And if he does that, he'll have a nice position. He caught the 15 a little bit. He doesn't look too unhappy about it.
I don't think you can see the 11.
Can't see the 12.
What is that? That's the 12 more?
On the side rail, yeah, that's the 12. But the balls are doubled up.
Yeah. That was a nice touch. You get that shot.
Making sure he did catch the 15 a little bit with the cue ball, but he made sure not to let him see the 12.
I'm not used to calling that ball the 12. Whatever that.
Yeah, the pink. Yeah, it's pink. They changed those a few. The 4 and the 12. Yeah.
I haven't even seen a set of them in a long time.
This is where Alex has got to. It's much more Shane is much more dangerous, I think, down on this end of the table. So he's got to be careful here. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I understand he's looking at value. The value of being Shane probably isn't going to get many from here, but I thought that was totally unnecessary. I thought he could have played off the 9, crossing the 9 over, let Shane shoot at a tough long combination. No,
I think he should have been a little more patient.
yeah, that's the mistake I made against Efren. Not only a couple execution errors, but the main thing was mentally I didn't play the way I wanted the game to go. You ever play like you start becoming aggressive once you got the ball's positioned how you want them, you know, where it's not very taxing, you know, it's taxing for my opponent, not me, you know.
Right. To me, it looks like if he just natural banks it, it must not be the way he's going into the 7. It's going to go on the other side of the 7. Right?
No. I think he can do that. He's trying to figure out how can I get a bunch from here.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to figure out. All right. Can I billiard off the 10 and make the 1? He can maybe do that, like bank the 8, billiard the 1 in, and then bank the 7 next. It's not laying bad.
Oh, he's not even going to touch the 7.
He's going to try and hold right there.
Right. He was drawing back into the stack when I was late. Okay.
I don't think he's going to have a play here of any sorts besides just knocking the 7 over on this side and bringing him into the pack.
That's it, yeah. That's what it looks like, although he might try and stick some balls toward his hole and stick them right there. No? Stop right there
I
where
don't
he
know if
can.
that's maybe he's looking at, hey, can I shoot this 10-3 and go to the back of the 7 with the cue ball? I think that's what he's looking at. This 10-3-6 combination, which is I don't think it's makeable.
Now he's looking at that, yeah.
Like hit it with a high ball and go right into the back of the 7. I don't think it's any good.
Only the
And that's another one he's got to hit pretty hard to get it there.
I don't know. It doesn't look like. I guess he doesn't look like he can get the 6 close to his hole or make the pocket to
Well,
6.
he's looking to play the 2 off the 2, like shoot the 10 into the 3, where the 3 goes off the 2 like a billiard into the 6. I'm pretty sure anyway. I don't think he's going to hit the 6 first.
Okay.
But
he's got to take care of Whitey over there.
oh yeah, but there's not much room on the 7. You're going to hit it, but what if you hit it thin or thick? I mean, you want to hit it thick. Yeah, I didn't see that ever being any good. Meanwhile, as far as everything else during the shot, it was great. Coming across that 7 ball like that and getting it to your side.
So
I'm not sure that was intended. You know, the ball on Alex's side, he crossed it over.
Yeah. I don't know if that was good or bad, that shot. I know he hit it good where he got it.
Well, yeah, but there was a bit of luck
Just
there.
didn't let it go, though.
One thing he did know, though, that you see that 11-5 on top of the stack, he saw that wasn't ever going to get opened up with that shot. Like, you know, as far as the cue ball coming out some kind of way, if he crossed the 7 over, it's like he had to give up a shot on one of these lower balls.
I know one thing. They will both shoot at their hole.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow. See 3 real on the 2.
I think he's knocking the 2 away,
Yes.
trying to shove into the 15-10 a little bit and plan him.
Right.
Or he might just be going for it.
Yeah, he was doing what you said.
Yeah, now he sold out the 15-3. Without the stack being there really solid, you got to be careful on those kind of shots. When you just got a few balls there, it's easy for something to open up.
Like what you just said about when you like to kick him when they're laid the walls there for you.
Yeah, when the wall. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when there's a lot of open area in there, it's hard to predict all the time what's going to happen.
That was a little bit too low.
I think he's got to shoot this though. This is really makeable.
And
Maybe
it's
worried
free.
about a scratch off them balls. Maybe.
I don't know if it's free or not.
Well, I don't know if he can hit it with a high ball and make it free, but I certainly like his chances of making it. I know you're betting the game a lot of times on these shots, but if you're Shane playing Alex in this position, the way the balls are laying, you don't like shooting at this?
He's drawn into that 10. I don't know.
Wow, pretty unlucky there. I don't think he's got much other than I pretty much bank the one across, come to the bottom rail, and land behind the 10. Right, with a high left, just kind of check it up.
Yeah.
Go to the behind the 10. You don't have to freeze him. Lay him on that rail behind the 10. It's a pretty damaging shot, really, the way the balls are laying. Way short. It's not what he wanted there.
Not too bad there, Jeremy.
Not too bad, but I really think don't play the 1 so much on the balls. If he just played the cue ball to the rail and up behind the 10, I think he could have got there pretty easy. Careful. Careful.
What do you see?
Well, I mean, balls aren't favoring Shane all of a sudden. I mean, he's got an open shot here. He has a bank that doesn't go. Doesn't appear to me so anyway.
Off the 6?
Yeah, I think the 15. You know, I don't know if there's much room right there.
It doesn't look like it from here.
Yeah, maybe I play the. I don't know. He can't really play the 6 to the rail to the back of the 10, and that's no good either. I like this as much as anything. The only thing is, he's got to be real careful here because the end rail is very available to the upper right-hand corner is very available to Alex right here with that 4-5 and the 4-13 all messed up.
Right. Right.
Alex is, I think, trying to go up there some type of way. I don't know. He's kicking behind this ball here. Okay, well, that could cost him the game, maybe. He left him the 4 some type of way where he can hit it with top inside and spin down. Still a nice shot overall.
Yeah, a pretty nice shot is right.
You can always go off the 7, though, right? Try and go off the 7 and behind the 6. And then try and get behind the 10. Like just chipping it and letting the cue ball run between the 15-6. This is another thing, freezing him, banking this over just on his side rail. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, he's playing it into the ball. Nice shot.
Wow, really nice shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And another thing about Alex's last shot, he kind of making the game become kind of one of these funny one-pocket games, you know. And I think a little more traditional style against Shane is what would boast better for Alex. I don't think Alex. I think Alex. I'm not saying he can't do it, but he'd like to stay away from a game that involves a little touch and little tedious shots rather than just more of standard moving.
So Alex has 3 balls this game? I mean,
Shane has 3.
Yeah.
Now Alex owes 1.
Alex, right.
Shane's not going to take any time here. He's just going to. Tap the cue ball. Now, Shane's going to spot one. Taking him down to 2. Alex is going to be on 2 fouls here shortly, I think.
I think he's going to do something here rather than take another scratch because he's going to have to do it the next time.
Yeah, I know, but I mean.
But what's he going to do? I don't know.
If the 9 win there, he can play off the ball he's froze to and go 1 row over to the double him up in the corner on the 4-14.
Take another scratch.
He's putting a lot of pressure on himself, I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Okay, now Shane needs to realize he's going to be on 2 fouls. Both players are on 2 fouls. Not sure if the referee has announced it or not. We are playing 3 fouls in a row, though. Looking at behind the 13, I'm not sure what his plan is here, though. I can usually figure it out, but 3 rail on this and going behind the ball.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
what that was.
Yeah. That's a snooker shot. A variation of a snooker shot, and Alex has played plenty of that. Now Shane's on 2 fouls. He's got a nice angle to just knock the 10 away and drop down here on the in rail, making sure you can't see the 7 or the 4. What do you like?
Right. That's
Yeah,
what I
just
like
knocking
from
the
here.
10 away, right?
Right.
Just making sure where you want to leave the cue ball so you don't overhit it or underhit it. It's okay. Just leave him a piece of the 7.
Okay, it was a little more angle than I thought, where you could hit a little harder and get that 10 a little further away from.
Yeah, but that 10 also poses a problem for Alex as well.
Okay.
I mean, like right here.
Right.
You know, there's
Right.
an area you can't come up, and there's an area you can come up, and that was more execution though, more than thought process. Alex was trying to hit that shot nice and full and just stop right there on the end rail. This bank doesn't go. Now the 6 may go. Can he bank the 6 and go into the 10? Or is it kiss? It looks like a kiss, doesn't it? This is where the monitor helps you a little more because you can't quite see if he's dead straight in on the 6 where it's a kiss.
Can't really tell. It's like right in between where it's maybe looks to me. If it gets by that 13, well, he's not even looking at that anymore.
No, and I don't blame him. I think this is where his touch is so good too. Now, is he just going to go into the 3?
Or is he going to go into the real end of 3? No, he's going right into the 3.
Or is he just going to float behind the 3? That's possible
right
too.
He's going right into the 3.
Nice shot. I mean, he was trying to 2-rail it off the backside of the 15, but at the speed, making sure that nothing really got away from him as far as selling out.
Right.
He's got Alex where Alex is can't just simply knock the 10 away. He's got to be concerned about the 6. That's where Alex could find the in rail maybe some type of way. Not sure if there's anything available to play to his hole and do that though.
I don't think there is. Not much. He's either got to go off to 10, then he's open. I don't know. Lately,
Yeah, but if you
that 6, looks like the 6 is up high enough where he can't bank it from here.
No, well, Alex can't bank it, but the other guy,
No, I mean,
yeah, Shane can
yeah.
bank it for sure.
Oh yeah,
100%.
I mean, if he freezes whitey on the front rail here,
Yeah, he could bank it for sure.
Okay.
I think he would too. Problem with putting him up here in the corner, if you don't get anything over by your pocket, it's pretty brutal. I mean, a lot of players get a free whack at banking the 3 into something on you, and it's not much fun. Now, he may clip off the 3 and put him up there. That helps the situation, but I still don't think it's going to be good. I think he needs to bank the 6 away and just kind of draw over there below the 415. No? Bank the 6 up on the 12 and then draw up over. Is that not as easy as I think it is? It's not easy,
don't
though,
sound
right?
so easy.
No, it's not easy. I like 2-railing this 13 if he can see both sides of it. I don't think he can. He's just going to clip this 3.
He's going right off the 3.
He sold out the 15.
Yeah.
He sold out the 15.
I don't know if the 15
Oh,
goes.
yeah, it goes. Yeah, for
It
sure.
goes?
Oh,
Oh,
100%. And Shane, a big reprieve there, and as close as he was to the 3 ball, I would say a very uncharacteristic mistake by Alex Pagulayan. And him making hits on the ball and getting it where he wants it is like something he does a lot.
Boy, he hit that clean.
He got a big stroke, huh?
Boy, hit that beautiful.
11 goes, so he's going to come out for the 7 right now. Don't mess around with that 10-6. Always stay above them balls when you can, right, Jimmy?
Yep.
It's easy to go down. It's hard to come up whenever you can fall straight in on one of them low ones. So he just,
Ronnie Allen used to say.
yeah, Jersey Red used to tell me that. Always stay above him as much as you can, anyway. So he wants to make sure he doesn't draw into the 5, but he does get enough draw to come out for the 11 or the 7. And now he's got some nice choices.
Oh, he got
Probably shoot the 11 and draw into the 2. Is that too much angle? I think it's okay. Does he have enough angle to come up for the 5? I like
Can
shooting
he
the
follow
left.
and get straight in with the 10? Or he's gonna
Oh, he
throw
can
it?
follow for sure.
He's gonna
But I
punch.
think he wants to stay up for these other ones. Because the 5-14,
Jordan
I wouldn't doubt if he never shoots the 10.
When he drew into the 2, like you said.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that for
yeah.
sure.
It looked like it had much more cut than that. Okay,
Now he can play for an angle on the 10. Come straight up for the 5, come back for the 7. He needs 4. I think he's supposed to play for the angle on it. He can even come 2 rails out for the 7, then have the 6 last. Play for any type of angle on the 10 where you don't get too thin on it. Yeah, like so. You can come straight up for the 5, or you could come 2 rails. I wouldn't come back for the 7, I don't think. I'm coming up for the 5 right here. Nice shot. And not saying that was tough, but you know the touch, he gets the angle he wants to make everything so easy to come across for the 7. That might be too much. Okay, just barely stopped. Shane playing for 1 to take a 2-1 lead in this race to 3. We're at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey for the Accu-Stats Productions Make-It-Happen One-Pocket Invitational. This is the first day. We're going to be here all weekend. Jimmy, the final match will be at 9:30 Sunday evening. Alex, I was with Alex last week in New Orleans. There was a big one-pocket tournament, and I saw a little bit of the same. I watch him a lot. I saw a little bit of the same thing last week. Not really playing bad, but just kind of like some of the simple ones. It's getting away from him right there. You know, he was close to that 3 ball. That shouldn't have been any problem clipping off the 3 and putting him up there in that corner. You know, he missed it by a good like 1.5 foot.
Talking about Alex.
Yeah, the sellout, the shot he sold out on. So
Let's see how the balls break to the other side now.
yeah, I had the corner ball coming out whenever I was practicing to that side, but that's the pocket, of course, I'd like to be breaking to
But they broke
as a
little
right-hander. Yeah.
Although he's going to figure out some kind of way to rearrange the furniture, Jeremy.
He wants
I
to.
don't know.
He wants to, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing too great about this.
No, it was a good break. They broke pretty good to that hole.
Now he could.
Just 4.
Now could he bank the? No, I think the 14 passes. But can he bank the 10 into like these lower balls and draw them up in the upper right-hand corner, leaving like the 14, like maybe into the 4 and leave him up in here, where the 14's covering up the 2? It's leaving him a thin cut on the 15, but I don't know. This is tough, Jimmy.
I
think it's pretty tough.
I see what you're saying. Pretty nice.
What about like playing the 14 off the bottom of the 10, letting the 14 go like that, and squeezing them up here on the top of the rack? That any good?
And where's he going with Whitey with that shot?
Like just drawing him back on top of the rack. I know it's probably pretty touchy, but I don't think you'll hit the 7 or the 1, so I don't think you'll sell out a shot on the 2. You might get the 6 moving over. You know, you see the shot I'm
I
saying?
got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
playing the billiard to 14 off the bottom of the 10.
He's jacked up on a reel. He's really good jacked up on a reel, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I got an unlucky kiss there.
Yeah, he hit that.
I still didn't sell out, though. I don't think he sold out the 1.
Okay, from here.
Oh, unless the ball coming on the spot is going to get him. And it is. I think the ball on the spot goes. Wow, that's pretty cold.
I guess the 1 doesn't go.
I don't think so. Well, the ball on the spot's definitely got it covered up. Pretty unlucky kiss he got there. Not saying he wasn't going to sell something out. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. He trapped him, but he missed it. This 11 didn't go. He needs to look at that 195, see if that's got any kind of chance. What's he looking at here?
No chances.
He's looking at the billiard on the 13.
5. The 313.
312 combo into the 5, but I think he wants to shoot it off the
12.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 312.
I think the 195 is the one I'd be looking at if that's a possibility. Now he's looking at it.
Well, he's going to shoot one of them. I don't even think he could see the other one, but then try and draw.
Well,
the
he was
eight.
he was going to go off that 13 ball that was left of the 3 is what I think. But this one here, he can. Now this one here, do you take a chance at trying to make the deuce? I mean, I hate to make this and follow it in behind the deuce, the cue ball.
I don't know what he's going to play the combination. Is he going to try and hit the 2 or not? I don't know.
I don't know. I think I think if the 2's a little more up, is it different? But right there, I don't like it. If I think this goes, wow, I
I
went close.
He didn't even think about the 8. And something happened where that didn't even come close. He wasn't even thinking about punching into the 8. I guess it wasn't laying for
You
that.
mean into the 2?
I mean into the 2.
Yeah. Well, he's going to come out trying to get an angle on the 10. Now he can come across for the 8. I'm not sure if the 11 goes or not. He can drop down also. He can drop down with some inside English, maybe bumping the 13 or getting on the 6 or the 1. I think he's going to stay above him, but not much future above him either, right, Jimmy? Hard to get an angle to drop down on them balls.
Yeah, I think he's going to go into the 13 here.
Yeah. I think even into the 3's okay. Going to the 3, how can you either get the 13-1 or you get the 6? I like the 3.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the good side of the 3.
That might be the right thing. I think he's going to go into the 13 right here, but maybe not.
Yeah, I would have hit not hard, but I mean I like that angle better.
Well, ended up perfect. Or
yeah,
or
the
is
5.
it?
Well, at the bare minimum, he can draw back for the 5, right? Or is he going to look at draw back for the 5? No.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Then he, yeah.
Not sure, but nope, he's following it. He's following for the 1. Or the 8. The 8. Okay. Wow. Boy, that was perfect.
Catches a little bump
Wow.
right there, though. Well, he would have had the 1, I guess, either way. And I'm a little surprised Shane didn't look at his options a little more. Like I know he was behind them balls, but there might have been a way to get that 2 in the hole without selling out, without having to go for something. You know, make the 2 for Alex.
Right.
Is that enough? Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room, it looks like.
Yeah. And here, just make sure you get some draw on it. The only bad way you can do anything is catch the 12 just dead solid. I don't see that happening. You got to come off the 12-3 and either get a shot on the 13, the 5, or the 9. Thing is, don't baby it. He babied it a little bit, but I thought he could hit that with a little more speed. You know what I'm saying? And move them both.
To me, either, it didn't look like he could have babied it like that, but he did.
But I thought he let it out even a little bit. Just go into him. I didn't see a bad side. You could hit those 2 balls, really.
What's the score here, Jeremy? 4.
He's got 5. He's playing for 3. Alex has got a 5-0 lead this game. Trying to get on this combination, I guess. Not sure really why. I don't think you could get like ball in hand perfect on it, so it was never ever going to be a shot that didn't come without any consequences. So, and he's got himself to where he can't really move the balls that great. Now he can knock the 12 to the side and drop down here on the low rail, which is probably what you're going to see him do.
I would think so.
Yeah, he wants to make sure he doesn't leave him some type of kamikaze angle on the 5. You don't want Shane banking that 5 in. I mean, excuse me, the pink 4 up on the end rail. You don't want him doing that. You see him kill him. Don't worry about freezing him to the back of the 5. Then you leave the 11 ball bank. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
I tried.
Wow is right.
Mamma mia.
All right, what do you do here, Jimmy? You got to keep yourself in the game. I think I like cutting the 15. Like, you see the 15 up by the 7. I like cutting that towards the 7, letting the cue ball run to the right over there by that pink 4. What do you think about that when you're
Great
behind
shot.
6-0 in the game?
He's too real in the 7, or is he just babying it? No, he's babying it.
That's okay, too, though.
Yeah.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Great shot. Great shot.
Leave him a little angle to drop on behind the ball with 11, but something funny could happen right here.
Hey.
And the ball count, Alex leads 6-0. Shane's on the hill. We're racing to 3 here. He wants to bury him on that 12 ball, that's for sure. He'd like to send that 3-2 rails in between the 15-14 doing it. I think it's laying okay, but the main thing is the cue ball.
He took care of the cue ball pretty good. Good enough, huh?
Yeah, for sure. He's kept him where, you know, he may be able to play off the 11, which is probably what you're going to see him do, but he doesn't look like he can really remove anything, which is what Alex would like to do. He'd like to get some of these back up table. Maybe I can shoot the 12-9 away and stun forward. These kind of shots, you got to make sure you got everything under control, though. Like so. See, that was selling out. If he got a good kiss there, that was selling out the 11 ball bank all day if it didn't get the kiss on the 12. Cue ball was coming up. It's like he didn't even think about the 11 ball there. That was like the perfect kiss he got. I might shoot at this anyway, being down 6-0. Fortunate kiss there for Alex Pagulayan. I don't really see any long rail. I mean, the 3 does bank, but I mean, it's tough bank. I'd much rather bank the 11 before I bank that. You?
I don't know. I can't.
I don't think he can get safe with the 3 any type of way. What's he going to get shape on?
No, he's one real.
Yeah, but is he just going to kill it right there? Hope he makes it.
Wow. Fired at it. Look at this. Oh.
That's where I know the 11 was a cutback bank, but it was much easier bank shot than that one, I thought.
I think you're right. He's got to shoot this bank and or try and go into the 13 or I don't know.
I think he's just going to go for the make. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's ducking. Okay.
Ducking
No
right here. He
angle.
doesn't want to leave that 14-13 doubled up, though. He's not even looking at the 7. He's got to look at the 7 here. I know it might be going towards the scratch, but the score tells him, hey, can I maybe cheat it and get to that side or the in rail and then side rail? Yeah, knock this on this side. Shane playing into Alex's hands in this game. You gotta be careful here. Ooh. Now he definitely needs to look at the 7 also. The 9 doesn't pass, I don't think. If he can bank the 7 and kill the cue ball behind that 9, how can you not shoot at that about down 6-0, Jimmy?
Yeah, I don't think it's. Maybe it looks like a lot of tough cut. Well, it's going to be a downtowner.
Yeah, but downtown with one guy up 6-0, that's not much of a downtowner.
No.
That's uptown for one guy and east side for the other.
The only one that has a chance is Alex from here.
Well, unless we see a big mistake, which we've seen a couple of them from Alex.
Pretty nice touch right there, huh?
Oh, yeah, great. Alex gonna probably just simply remove one of them balls from Shane's side, knocking the 12 away, coming down table. He's going to go towards the 4 with the cue ball. That's good too, though. Not a shot you play as much when you're up 6-0, but he just played straight over. Okay. Tell you what, if Shane could get the 7 across, get him really froze on the rail right here, maybe able to produce some type of shot. A little problem for Alex. Not a big problem, but you're not wanting to bring balls down on the spot.
How's that cue ball speed?
Yeah, pretty good. And like we talked about earlier, we're here at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. The Make-It-Happen, Accu-Stats Make-It-Happen One-Pocket Invitational. This is the last match of the first night between Alex Pagulayan and Shane Van Boening. Shane ahead 2-1 right now. Alex has a pretty commanding lead in game 4. But on to tomorrow, Friday. We start back at noon. Actually, Danny Smith and myself start the day off tomorrow at noon, and then at 2:30 we have Tony Shohan versus Efren Reyes. Back at 7 o'clock for the evening session. Play Shane Van Boening at 7, and then Alex Pagulayan and Danny Smith round up day 2 at 9:30. So, like most tournaments, expect the guys having a little time at the table and get a little more used to things. I know myself. For sure, I expect to play a lot better the next 3 days. At least make them earn it if they're going to beat me. Now, which pool room in Philly do you mainly go to, Jimmy?
When I do go, it's mostly to my cousin Pete's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You still got the pool room then?
Yeah. But I frequent them all, here and there.
Right.
I don't get out much, but when I do, here and there, I go to Drexel Line Billiards or
Yeah. Now does
Fat Albert's in Jersey.
does Bob still own Drexel?
Bob,
Yeah.
Madoff still has
Yeah.
it, yeah.
I like Bob a lot. He's a good guy. And now we'll see as far as comfort. Now, Alex, I think, plays the game better than I think most people agree. He's a little better one-pocket player than Shane, just from experience and whatnot. But as far as comfort, look at the speed difference in the between the two, and the Shane is freezing the ball to the rail almost every time. Alex definitely was trying to get that cue ball near the rail, trying to clip that ball and go up and down the table. And he was a good 2.5 diamonds off. He bounced off both rails and came all the way back up.
I missed that shot.
So just saying that between the two players with this table, it seems to me that Shane's more comfortable at this point. And there's a few reasons. He won his first match. He had a nice win over Danny Smith. And on the unfortunate side, Alex lost his first match this morning. So it might make sense that one guy might look a little more comfortable than the other.
Who beat Alex today?
Who beat Alex? Tony Shohan beat Alex.
Right.
And then Shane Van Boening beat Danny Smith. And I'll tell you what, we are staring in the face for the first time in this 2016 Make-It-Happen One-Pocket event. We're looking at a hill-hill match. We haven't had one yet in the first 3 matches today. There were 3-1, 3-1, and then 3-0. So if Alex can hold on to this lead right here, we're looking at 2-2 with Shane breaking, but Alex is definitely not out of the woods yet, especially with an opponent like Shane. He's going to bank at this 4 with some aggression. Shot. He's trying to bend the cue ball on the backside of 11. And he's going to shoot at another one, I'm sure, here in a minute. Whether it be the 11 and try and bring the cue ball back. Doesn't really have any guaranteed safe places for the cue ball behind the 14 and all that. I think he can bank the 11 with some control, though. Maybe just kind of go one row into the back of the 14 a little bit.
9, maybe.
Maybe the 9, but
He's going for something.
I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. I'm finding something to shoot at, too. I'd like to be able to get him planted behind something and by the hole, though. Yeah, this is perfect. And sweat the speed again.
Wow.
You know.
How's his pocket speed?
Right, but that's what I mean as far as comfort. And now I don't know if it's just the table, just his game right now overall. He definitely looks very comfortable. I think you're going to see Shane. He wants to make sure he doesn't knock anything in, but he's probably going to go off the 15 and come around table. A little dangerous because the 12 does bank from certain angles. Okay. Nice shot.
Real nice shot.
Alex could kick the 12. It's not laying bad. It's not laying bad at all, just a little high right ball. Of course, it's one of those shots that if the speed's not right, or if it don't go in, or if the speed's not right, it lays on the side rail or even the end rail. You let your opponent make some type of maneuver on you.
That's what he's thinking about. I think it's true.
I think it's okay. It could kick. You know, I don't think there's a scratch there, but
Tough to make a good hit.
that's the problem. If it gets squirrely on you, now the guy cuts the 11 on you.
He's got this 11.
Yeah, for sure, he's cutting 11. And he's close enough to it to where he doesn't have to lose the cue ball at all. He can put maximum throw on this one, right, Jimmy?
And kill it, or
Like low right, like just so you can hit a little fuller.
yeah.
I don't think I like trying to play position on the 13. I know I'm behind in the, or the 12, excuse me. I know I'm behind in the game, but he's kicking it. Well, I don't think that's necessary. Speed's going to be bad. He's going to leave it cross corner here. Maybe not. If it freezes.
Guess he can't back it.
Yeah.
He's through it.
I think Alex got no choice just to knock the 12 away.
Frozen.
And those are some of those little rolls in the game of one pocket. You know, sometimes there's some big rolls, but is he kicking this away? I don't know about kicking this away. Yeah, Shane's going to be able to put another one on the spot here. I'll definitely look at maybe doing some of that 14-3 up there. I know the guy will knock a ball away on you, but especially if this 15 goes. You like this shot, Jimmy?
Yeah, he's got room here. It didn't look like it, but he must have room. What a hit that was. What a touch.
And got him elevated over the ball.
Wow, what a touch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he couldn't hit that any easier and still have that stop on the cue ball. I mean, he couldn't hit it at better speed.
No. If the
Wow.
If 11 wasn't there, the 15 was going right in the wicket.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is what you do when you're down 6-0. You keep grinding. You never know. Like, he may lose the cue ball right here. You may get ball in hand, get a shot to run some balls.
You could easily sell out here.
For sure. Hit it great. I'm looking at that myself. It doesn't look like the 5's going to get away from you. Looks like he's laying just perfect to where he can shoot that draw stroke on it, and I don't think the 5's going to come up.
Or maybe he could even follow it and go.
I mean, maybe
go
kiss it.
between the 13.
Maybe go into the 5 again. Maybe even, huh?
Maybe, or into the real
Right.
behind,
And
between
behind them
these-
balls.
Well,
or into the ball. Yeah. I don't like the 15 at all. This is going to work out for him unless he just can hit this ever so lightly. I think he's going to let it come out though. Yeah, he's just going to knock the 15 away now. Unless he corner hooks him. Look at this ball. Wow. Oh, Alex was happy to see that, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Makes things easy. The 5-7 still a little jumbled up. I don't think Shane could have been any more perfect than he was last shot to shoot it. He's going to make sure the speed. Oh, wow. That's what I mean as far as the comfort. You know, like shots, just real simple things is what I've seen cost Alex so far this evening. It hasn't been the tough situations. The tough situations, he's been pretty darn good. That's good. This might cost him like, it looks like it's going to cost him 1, but it could cost him like 3.
Maybe 2, 3, yeah.
Well, he got perfect there, it looks like. Just going to cut this in. I don't think he can take a chance and come in trying to get position on anything straight in. He may be able to get on a bank. He may be able to go into the 5. I hit that perfect.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't know if it's me or not, but this table is pretty tough, huh?
Yeah, that looked like that ball crept in just a little bit, and because when it came off the cue ball, the 15, it looked like it was going straight in and out. We don't have a perfect angle.
I'm saying the pockets play pretty
Oh yeah,
tough.
they're tough. Yeah.
Wow.
And diamond tables are tough. Now he's just got to roll on that 14-3, right? If he knocks a 3 in, that's fine. He might elevate him over the 14. Like so. I'm not saying it's super tough to get this ball, make a nice hit on this ball, but you make mistakes when you're jacked up, right? Right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
That's what Alex is thinking. Do I have to shoot this ball elevated? I think he does with the 5-7 the way it is. I think he's just got to come across the 3, knocking it kind of in the direction of the 12 and let the cue ball float down here, you think? I don't like playing off the 12, do you?
I think I just wrote straight that 3 straight up to the bottom of the front rail here. And
let the cue ball float down here to the low right. Yeah.
Right. That's all you can do.
Yeah, you don't have to hit it hard. You can hit it a little firmer if you want. I think this is a mistake.
Pocketing another ball, or he's not. He's not going to pocket it.
Yeah, he's got to pocket it, or else he's going to leave it straight in on the 3.
I thought he was going to maybe try and thin it and go behind it, or I don't know. Why does Alex want to pocket balls now? He needs 2 balls, no?
He needs 2, and Shane needs 4.
Shane needed 6 before, or 7, and he needed 2, correct?
No, Shane needed 8.
8, okay.
And he's got to be careful here. Is that going to go enough? Is that going to be enough?
He's banking this 14.
Yeah, for sure he's banking it. Now, I like the shot. If he had to definitely spin down and get on the low rail, though, as far as Shane I'm talking about. You really need to put a little spin on that ball, make sure you got to the low rail, because he really did a nice job with the 12-5-7 up table. But now he probably won't even get to shoot again. Oh, watch out for the sellout.
Why did he get to that pocket?
It caught the 5 ball.
Oh,
Caught the 5
okay.
ball. Came off the ball on the spot and caught the 5.
I was watching the bank. I didn't watch the cue ball.
Now, if he'd like to go into this 3 right here, because that way if he had to follow the 14 in, maybe he could get rid of the 3 right now and it wouldn't be available for Alex. That's what he'd like to do. Like so.
Wow.
Now he's just going to have to play to where Alex needs 1, he needs 3.
Yep.
Made a great effort trying to move that 3, though, I tell you that.
Wow. It split the center of the pocket.
Yeah, he sure did. Now he's looking at maybe trying to corner hook him here.
Yep. And
He did. Wow, he hit it perfect.
Wow.
I don't think
So he's corner hooked, huh?
yeah, he can't take a chance at can't corner hook him back, that's for sure. He's got to take a little chance at kicking at the 7.
Yeah, that's what we can do there.
It's one he should hit about 90, 95 out of 100. He may not hit it on the side he wants to hit it, but he should definitely hit it at a very high rate. And he's not. He hit it good.
Nice shot. And the 3 doesn't bank, it looks like, because the pocket's in the way.
I don't know about that. It looks like to me it banks.
Nice.
This table's playing pretty dry.
Playing long, you're saying?
I think he could get it to go long with just like a straight low. Now you can't get the cue ball anywhere like real safe besides drawing it back maybe 5 or 6 inches. I think this is doable though. I really do. I didn't have to shoot it. The balls aren't laying too bad for him if he wanted to cross the 3 over and put it on his side some type of way. I think this goes though, cross corner.
Yeah, play it. He's hitting it. Oh no. Huh. I guess it didn't bank in it no matter what.
No. And this is another situation that I find myself against the better players. Not so much lately. I kind of been overthinking these situations right here. Like, why worry so much? You know, just play what you normally would do in this situation. Get him on the rail and go. Go on with what your instinct is to how you want to move the ball. You got to think a little bit, but it's like overthinking too much and then giving him a free shot some type of way.
What's he thinking about? Going for his hole here?
I don't know. He just needs to knock the 5 away, though. Just softly over on the 3.
He's going for his hole. I was going to say he's going to shut out the 5 if it don't go. Oh, but he didn't. Okay.
Oh, might have sold out the 7.
Huh. He can't cut this in, can he?
He can.
Yeah?
I think he can do it with a little speed and avoid the scratch, too. Now it looks like he's just going to knock it away, and I don't blame him because now that shot, I see him do that a lot. He doesn't get that ball up high enough. Not saying that's horrible, but you want that ball up a little bit higher, right, Jimmy? Make it a little tougher for Alex to play off the ball.
Yeah, well, I think the angle he had, if he hits it fuller.
He's worried about scratching?
Yeah. I think.
All right, well, comment about this all the time in a situation. It looks like it's like devastating odds for Shane to win the game, needing 3 and Alex needing 1. Now, of course, Alex is the favorite, but you got to remember, whoever gets the first shot, especially with these great players, they're going to be playing some position on the next one. So it's not near as hard to win the game from these positions, especially when the balls are like this.
Right.
Like, don't get in a panic,
Alex needs 1, Shane needs 3, but they're not.
But it's like, it's like a
little mistake and it gets.
It's like an 8-5 game, maybe, or a 9-5 game, something like that. 8-5, maybe.
That 3's laying pretty good for Shane.
It looks like the 5 banks.
I don't know.
It's tight, but I think it does. You might have to throw it a little bit, but.
Well, maybe it's. Yeah, it does look like it might bank. Clean as he hits.
I think he's got to hit it with some speed, though. If he really wants to have a good chance of making it, he's got to hit it with a little more speed. He played it soft.
Ooh.
And I thought that was going to be a problem as far as hitting it really accurate, making the ball hold up a little bit. Now, it's really easy to make the ball hold up hitting it soft when the object ball is close to the rail. But when it's a long ways away, like that ball was like in the middle of the table almost, it doesn't want to hold up as well at that soft speed.
Right, even if it's not going to the rail on a lot of an angle.
Right, exactly. He still wants to spread on you a little bit.
Still wants to spread.
And Alex Pagulayan just 1 shot away from taking game 4 and moving this on to a hill-hill match. Nice shot.
Well, we got a hill, Jeremy.
You see this, a lot, but not all the time. Both guys have won on their break. Shane won the first and the third games. Alex won the second and the fourth, obviously. Now, Jimmy, are you sticking around for a day or two, or what?
No, I might come back Sunday. I got to shoot with a few friends. About 7 of us.
Oh, okay.
Up.
So
yeah.
how far was that drive? Hour and a half?
Yeah, about an hour. About
just the Jersey Turnpike, right?
No, right. We came right Route 1 through
Oh,
Philly,
okay.
yeah. We all met up at my cousin Pete's place, and we left from there.
Gotcha. Pretty devastating break. Now, I'm surprised he's not thinking this through. I'm not saying this isn't the correct shot, but there's certain things you got to make sure goes right. And think about what's going to happen in the future.
Well,
Shane could long rail kick the 7 in and go for it and bank the 6 next. Not horrible, actually.
that's what he's going to do here.
That's what I like. I mean,
Yeah.
not saying, the 15 looks to appear like it's in the way, but I don't think it is.
No.
I like shooting this and go ahead, and it's real hard to follow it in, so I want to shoot this with a little speed to keep it on line a little better, and I get out a little bit, with the cue ball. But
he's taking the scratch.
No, he's kicking this in, all day.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is one you don't dead lag, though. You want to hit it with a little speed. That way you get the cue ball out. Great shot. Now he's got to decide. Now, do I want to bet the game on this one? That's the one I'm thinking of, because you got to look at the 9.
Yeah,
you got to look at.
You got to knock the 11 in because.
Look at the 9-2. If the 11's hanging, looks like the 9-2 off the 8 is makeable in Alex's hole. So
Yeah.
you got to just knock the 11 in.
Got to knock it in. He's got nothing if he does make the 6. No. You see anything else?
Well, he can maybe get on a combination. He can maybe get in the center of the table a thin cut on the 14. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah, but no guarantees. I don't think.
He's thinking about shooting it. Looking at the 13. Oh, that looks a lot better, straighter into combination than it does from the side.
The 13 you're talking about? No, 13 is definitely not playable. But the problem with the problem with the 6 is, if you look at that 9, look at the 8-2 on the other side of the 13. I mean, that's definitely maybe
9-2, whatever.
Yeah, 9-2 off
He's
the 8.
shooting his bank. What's he playing for? I don't get it.
Another one drops down to the low rail.
What was he playing for? The combination if he makes it?
I don't know, but Alex is going to give this 8-2 a good look. I don't think it's on now, looking at more of the table.
Maybe he figures Alex only going to get one from here, yeah. The way he left the ball on the rail there.
Well, he was going to shoot the 12-15, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Shane was going to shoot the 12-15, but that's kind of what he did. He kind of forced the bank to where he could maneuver the cue ball up there instead of just making the bank if he was going to shoot it.
Well,
he's going to go rail first here. That's not going to get it.
Wow.
Oh, the 6 banks, though. The 6 definitely banks. It's not great. You like the 4? I like the 14, Jimmy. All right, draw the cue ball onto the 5, play the 14 off the 13. What do you think about that?
I don't
14
legs for that. Could he draw?
Yeah. Draw right into those 2 balls. Just make sure you're playing the 14 into the 13. Draw right into the 10-5 right there. The 3 is not
14.
Yeah, with the 14, yeah. Play it right off the 13. Yeah, you're close enough to it. You can throw it if you need to, and pinch the cue ball still. Like that. He played it across into the ball, but he could have he cut it a long ways and still held the ball.
Yeah, but he didn't cut it enough.
No, he cut it too much. He cut it to play at the hole. I would have played it off this ball here. I would have hit it thicker. That way, also the cue ball's jammed on the 5 too.
I got you.
You don't have no room, no air there.
Okay,
I would have had it thicker where the ball would have been up on the 5 ball
then
more.
He could have went into that 5.
Yeah, and now he don't have the luxury of the 2-railer on the 4 and all that because he's up on top of the 5 frozen. This is a very similar shot he made in the opening game.
Here comes his 2-railer.
And he's got options. He can slam to the side rail. He could go forward, or he could draw him back on top of the 1. And that's the thing about 1-pocket. I tell a lot of people, what do you think about moving? Well, when you start playing one pocket, you kind of know what direction you need to shoot. You just need to figure out a few variations of how to shoot it, and then pick out which one is really the best one. Like a lot of times you know which direction you need to be shooting in. Now let's just figure out which way is the best way to shoot it.
What did he just ask for, an extension?
I think maybe so, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure why he's looking at the 1.
Okay.
First, it was an automatic extension. He's got to do something with the 4. I think drawing back on the top of the pack is the one I like the best.
That's all it's laying for if he wants to. I don't know. If he
He's going to hit it with more speed, but the problem is if he hits it more speed, try and get the cue ball over to the side rail. If he doesn't make it, the 4 probably won't be over the pocket.
Right.
And he's giving up the 10.
I think it's laying where he's got to draw back.
He's got to draw back on the pack, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully he hits it right near the pocket. Oh, he hit it well. He hit it really well. There's that speed you were talking about.
Wow. Couldn't hit it no better. It's the best he could hit it. He just missed both points, and that's where it went from.
Yeah, and he was hoping he could draw back on it, not leaving this 10 as far as an escape for Alex. But Alex is in a situation here because this 12-15 ball is very makeable with the 4 being there. Is there anywhere he can just follow this ball and go to the side rail rather than taking the chance to drop behind the 4? Dropping behind the 4 is so tough.
Off the 10, I think that's what he's got to do. Put him up on a 10, no?
Well, he's got to go off the 10, but where's he going to go with the
put him
cue?
up on a 15. Off the 10, up on a 15.
Yeah, but that angle's a little funny, too.
Well, at least he
I
ain't
think
going to
that's a
have
little
much.
funny, too. Yeah, I don't know,
Might be
though.
laying funny. I don't know.
We're here in this hill game. Each player with 1 ball. And this is both these players' second match of the day.
Okay, so he couldn't get him on that. I
Yeah, I didn't know what the angle. Yeah, the angle didn't look great unless he wanted to really pound it over there or
Yeah,
something.
in other words, he was much too. It was way different than it looks from here.
Right.
I didn't think he could see that much of the 10.
He did well there, though. He's made Shane
He just going
be
baby.
very aware of what's going on here. He could easily give up a shot. You better watch out for this cut shot right here. Oh, he hit that great. That one little maybe inch bounce off the rail right there makes all the difference on cutting that 14 ball.
Yeah, he can't go. He's cutting this.
He might.
He's cutting this. Wow.
Them guys cut the ball so well. I know I played some partner 1 pocket with Tony Ellen years ago. You know Tony Ellen. I love Tony.
Yeah.
He was great. And we were playing Shannon Dalton. We played at a few different tournaments. He would give us 8-7. Play like 100 a man. Some warm up. And it'd be his shot. And we were playing partners, not scotch, excuse me. He's just going to feather this over to the hole, by the way. Problem with that is if he doesn't get all the way over there, it could cause issues. But anyway, you get a shot like that, and I'd say, hold it, Tony. And Tony would look at me and say, it's in, Jay. It's in. I said, okay. So he'd get one of them backwards cuts, just level out and flat cut it in.
Shannon was shooting in between you and Tony.
Yeah, giving us 8-7, yeah. Shannon had a little of the best of it, but it was fun, This was back in the mid-90s, mid to late 90s. We played a few times. I'll tell you what, this is where that 3-rail kick could be devastating. Getting behind that 14. I know it's a little risky, but if I'm comfortable on the table, I don't mind shooting that shot at all. I don't think he has to shoot that shot. I think
He's got to roll up on that 10.
yeah, he's got to roll again on the 10. And now if Alex tries to do the same thing, he'll be knocking the 14 a little further away from the hole. He's got to make sure he gets all the way over there. Alex going to cut that in there, right? No?
Looks like it's on the bottom rail, isn't it?
Well, it's an inch up or so. You leave him some type of play on the 4. That's a big mistake if you left him some type of.
You hit it too full where he can get back and get behind it now.
Well, he's got to be careful here, though. He could get a double kiss. Nice shot. Alex was sweating that one. He's looking to see, did I leave a kick shot where he can get me in the stack? I don't think so. Alex looking at going off the 13, and the problem with that is doesn't really have much near his hole as far as like to protect. I mean, if you really buried him like real full on the backside of the 6, it would be pretty devastating. But other than that, it'd still be a pretty easy escape for Shane. And when you go off the 13, you're opening balls to his side, you know, which is real dangerous. Something I'm gonna try and avoid in this situation.
He's still going. Is he?
Yeah, he's going off the 13. That's all I can. Oh, he's banking it.
Pretty good shot.
Hit it well with the cue ball. Did he leave him the 14? Can you see the 14 where he can hit it with a high right ball and go into the 13?
I think he could. Yeah, for sure he could, but I don't know about. Yeah, he could. I don't know if he can get enough English on it. Froze on that reel, Jeremy.
That guy hits down on the ball so well, though.
Just going to hook that ball with all that English and deflect. Tough to make that good hit on that ball, huh?
Well, he doesn't have much room on that side rail to make this bank, that's for sure. One thing here is the balls that those 4 on the spot aren't sitting too well for either player, so maybe he's thinking it won't cost him much.
Really?
Yeah. I thought he had a little room for error as far as he didn't have to make it to necessarily not lose the game. Now, he's got to be careful here. A little mishit on this cross bank, and you get a bad kiss with the cue ball, or you give up a cross bank yourself.
Can he beat the kiss here?
Yeah, he can beat it, but I think he's got to hit it with a little speed to beat it. If he plays it with right, he's got to be real. He's got to make a good full hit on the ball. Otherwise, it's easy to sell out across corner.
And make sure you don't go around that 6, huh?
I don't think there's much chance of that unless he just really hits it way thin.
Oh, yeah.
Nice shot. Hit it well. He went ahead and hit it with some conviction, knowing that he had to put a little speed on it to make sure he avoided all the trouble. I'm looking at this for a second, but it's got to be for me to play a combination off another ball. It's got to be really sitting perfect and not too far from the hole. I'm shooting a 6 into the 15-13 here, or 15-12, excuse me, and taking my advantage.
What do you mean, the 3-8 combo, carry him off the 2?
Yeah, whenever there's multiple balls involved, it's hard to predict what's going to happen for sure, right? That's just like whenever.
Unless you're effing raised, then you could protect it.
Well, yeah, maybe so, but.
Yeah.
I could still set up a couple.
Yeah,
I could still set up like a combination that's going into another ball that looks dead and let you shoot it just from a little angle and try and predict how it's going to happen. And I think you got the worst of it.
Yeah.
But I think now he's gotten out of the break. He's got a 2-1 lead in the ball count, which is pretty meaningless. Not much of a lead, but it is something. But he can knock this 6 into the 15-12 and plant him on the end rail. Okay. He's going to try and tie it up. He's going to try and take the advantage like that, tie it up, and say, all right, now I got the up part of the table to try and beat you with. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, now Shane's got to be aware of everything now because there's all these free ones with those balls tied up on the side rail.
He's going to send Shane down that end with the very next shot some kind of way, no?
For sure, unless Shane gets something done. Unless Shane opens them right now. What about opening them right now and drawing back? Is that a possibility? Looks like the 15 might get away from me. This is where I'm real careful. Because it only takes one shot to get out of that. As far as like, I might even roll the cue ball out right here and make sure that he can't send me up in the corner on the next shot. Make any sense?
Yeah, he can't even go off that 3. He's going to go in the pocket, looks like.
Well, he might be able to beat that, but he's afraid of opening it, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the same thing, time up, but he's left him a 2-railer on the 5. I don't know if there's enough angle there for him to move the cue ball safe, but he can knock the 12 in maybe and go up to, no, the 4's in the way, excuse me. He can bank the 10 maybe, just right along in between the 113, try and get it down there and put him in that upper right-hand corner. I think that's the shot.
Set it down there and follow him up there.
Yeah, stay away from the scratch. Make sure you don't catch the one going in or coming out.
Yeah. And hopefully the 4.
Hopefully you don't let him see the 10, and it doesn't appear he has. Great shot there. Now this is going to be problems. Talk about free banks. He can get out of this, but you're talking about having to leave it to where you're not leaving him the 2-reeler on the 5, the 1-reeler on the 5, 1-reeler on the 1. I'm going to roll the cue all out, right, Jimmy? Down here below the 10.
Maybe try and kick behind it, kick side rail into the 10. No, he's going to go off the 5th. What's he doing? Oh, he's just rolling up. I'm trying to open him up a little. But now he's going to be in more trouble.
You would think he's going to be in more trouble, but he's got a free 2-reeler on the 4, that's for sure. I think the 4 2-rails, just if you wanted to look offensive.
Okay. Can't tell. I think maybe that row. You're right. Yeah, if he could just missed a 9, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's just thinking offensive if you wanted to look that way. I don't think anything's really offered with the 12. The balls he's near right there.
Well, they ended up pretty good for Shane. Right
Yeah,
there.
I mean considering.
So at the 15, he had more of that 15, but he didn't come in even here. Hardly hit the 15. I thought he was going to be able to shoot the 15 down to the front rail here and stick him right there on them balls where he still can't see the 10. But no, made a good shot. He's going to kick the 10 now, Alex.
I think you're going to see him 2-rail this 4. I think. I'm not saying it's great, but he can shove him to the side rail for shape on the 13 if he wanted. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's trouble.
What am I saying? Kick the 10. For a second there, I started thinking he had this hole.
He's cutting the 3 for sure. I mean, he don't have to. He don't have to, but I'm pretty sure he is. Now, is anything going to get knocked his way? This is one that me myself I don't have to shoot at in this situation. It's only a 2-to-1 in ball count.
Does he have to get another shot?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I think
he's going to try and draw off the 9. Back for the 1-5, I think. Like so. You got the 15 maybe, or the 12-6.
Wow.
2-to-2 in ball count and game count here in our final match of the opening night of the Make-It-Happen One-Pocket Invitational from Sandcastle Billiards here in Edison, New Jersey.
15 goes. Look at this.
Yeah, he's shooting a 15. He should get a shot on the 6 too.
6 next, yeah.
Don't overhit it and get straight in. No, this is going to be curtains here, I think. Well, he's got a little funny here. He doesn't. He's got a little too much angle to draw above the 9, and he doesn't have a great natural angle to come across for the 8-10. He can't follow below the 8-10. This is where he's got to use that funny like middle to just stun over for and not catch the 9, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
He's got the 8 and the 10, so he doesn't have to get necessarily on the 8.
Can't follow it. He's got to stun it over.
He's got to stun it over. He can't draw it for the 9. No good.
No.
But if he does it, I tell you what, he's got the 5 he needs right there with the 6, 12, 9, 8, 10. This is the shot of the match right here. Yeah, hit it perfect.
Ah, hit it beautiful.
Yeah, I know that looked super easy, but to make it not come forward, not come backwards, just straight over like that, that's not easy. You know that.
Wow, that was nice. He hit that beautiful.
Yeah, and kind of Alex is going to lose on what I think is probably an unnecessary shot he shot at trying to bank that ball back off the stack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's saying, oh, I wish I had a hair more angle to get up on the 9, but just going to punch it up there. I think there's not a bad angle to get on the next ball. Like he's either going to get the angle to drop for the 10 or the angle to drop back up for the 12. Now he's playing for 3. He needs the 9, needs to get not straight in on the 10. That way he's got an angle to come back up. Or is he going to get on the 12 now? He may get on the 12 now. That's too much angle, maybe. He's okay. Certain players, you always just say, oh, he's all right. You know what I mean? Because they just manage it. They deal with it. He chunked it. Chunked it.
So didn't Alex try the two-rail bank earlier? Didn't he sell out on the two-rail bank?
Yeah, he sold out on the two-rail bank, but he hit it with, he didn't bank it off the stack. It went off the stack, but he hit it way high. He hit it way high. Remember how high he hit it off the second rail?
Okay.
It banked off the second rail and caught the stack. He may get away with it, though, if Alex can get on this 12 ball. Oh, he's going to be upset with that. The cue ball just kind of killed on him.
Yeah.
It kind of hit the point a little bit. He wanted to come across and try and take a chance of getting on that 12, knowing that that Shane only needs 2. I guess he's just going to come up for the straight angle on the 1. Just come straight up the table. Like so. That's going to be perfect to come across and get on the 12. I'll tell you that, Jimmy.
Wow, he hit that beautiful. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he pockets the ball, he's going to be underway. You know he's getting on the 12. The 12, just a question if he makes the ball.
Yeah, and that's why he played the 1 like that with an angle, so he could try and take a chance of getting on the 12. He made it. He made it perfect.
Wow.
Now he's just got to make this and then follow the 10 in. What's he looking at? You don't want to make the 10 right now. Okay. You don't want to make the 10 right now. What's he doing? Oh, he's taking a chance of getting on the 2. But then say he was to get behind the 2 and not a good shot at it, he couldn't follow this ball in that easy, right?
Does he have to follow this in?
He can knock it off the table.
Why don't you just give it to him and let it bang? You know, leave him go real first, pocket the ball.
Yeah, but there's not a great place. I know there's that one area over there that doesn't leave a cross corner, but I think I would have liked to have played it to where my opponent still needs 2 and I need 3.
They got better? Okay.
Well, I mean, considering my opponent, considering I probably move better than him in these situations, no? If I'm Alex versus Shane? I'm not saying I'm in love with it because you might not get another
pocket it and scratch. Pocket it and follow it in.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
saying.
would hit it real first and leave him on the bottom row. He's following in. You're right. Look at that.
Well, he's not in love with it. It's not something you love. I mean, he may not get another shot from here. That's the problem with that. But going row first on yours now, I would have probably. Now, if I was going to do what you were talking about, the shot he pocketed on the shot before, I'd have made sure I got close to that ball. That way I know I could get my cue ball where I wanted, not to give up a bank on that 2 ball.
Right.
But that 2 ball went from a lot of places. You know, you could cross it over from over here. If you don't get all the way over far enough, you can make it from up here. There's a lot of places it went from. Now, Shane
So
can't.
now Alex decided he's going to need 3 and Shane's going to need 2. And Shane's got ball in hand being on the line.
Yeah, and I don't think he can afford to shoot at the draw shot with the 2 ball being there.
No.
He's gonna, though.
That draw shot.
The draw shot throws the ball a
I
lot.
don't think it's going to go with that 2 there.
Well, I play the top ball anyway, but just in case the top ball doesn't go, you can give up. You can sell out on the ball going up and down. Oof. Uh-oh. I think you saw the mishit just because he wasn't too thrilled the way it was laying with that 2 ball up there. I might have looked at cross corner. I don't shoot the cross corner on the second ball off the spot very often right there with ball in hand, but right there I might have looked at it.
Yeah, that's another thing.
You know, Danny Smith shoots it a lot. He shoots it real well, though. Do you cross corner in this? Nice shot. And he got a bank on the 4.
Look at this. Well, I guess he did the right thing by following him. I guess he made it, Jeremy. No.
Close.
Yeah.
Close, but when he banked that ball in, he got a nice little bump, knocking that 2-ball in a better position for him. Going to make it very difficult for Shane to remove this 4 and not give up a shot. You soft kick this, trying to cover up the 5.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I think he's going to do here.
I mean,
Soft
let him back cut the 2 from way over there on the left side rail, but I think he's got to soft kick this. He's kicking 2 rails. He went in and kicked 1 rail.
So, all right, no back.
And he's going to go
back
2-ball.
I mean, the 2-ball.
Yeah. I wasn't in love with that. I mean, the thing about Jimmy's shot, we were talking about the soft kick on the 4. The beauty of the soft kick, it covers up the alley on the bank on the 5. It may cover up the alley on the bank on the 2. Made the 2-ball bank a lot thinner. And it made Alex to where he would have to have been aware of not giving up a bank on the 4, right? If he soft kicked the 4 over here.
They better hit this good or he could sell it out right easily.
Yeah,
right?
but this is where I expect the pocket speed to be. Oh, he went and shot it.
Easily fired at it.
Yeah, what a kiss. I was going to say, yeah. Anytime you're making the cue ball hook, you hit it hard, so you made it hook with the right,
Right.
And you can't predict it. And not only that, the 2 rail, that ball was going 2 rails in the other corner, I think, if it didn't get the kiss.
And he would have sold out anyway.
I think, yeah, good chance of it. Or at least a bank.
Wow.
If I had to shoot that bank like that, I think I would have elected not to shoot it. Yeah, he's just going to shoot this. He could come out naturally for a bank on the 2. I think he's going to try and run to the back side of the 2, though. Like so. Hit it perfect.
Wow.
Hit it perfect. What a shot. Now Shane Boening playing for 1 to start out this Make It Happen 2-0. Rolled in on him. It rolled in on him. I think he looked pretty happy that it was. He looked pretty convinced it was in from the start.
He can't get it out, huh?
Oh, he can get it out, but he just can't predict where it's going. I know he can go to the bottom rail and get it out. I know he can do that.
From the bottom rail. Okay.
He's going to follow it in and just try and grind it out, I think. Now you're going to see the same shot, and I bet he hits it 10 times better than he did last time because that 4 is out of the way now. Right. He ain't got to worry about the sell out as much. I have a little system for this shot on the top ball. Like I have a particular place I put it every time and aim at a certain thing every time. Seems to work out really well for the top ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, it looks like the top ball, this particular close, whatever, top ball's got a pretty good chance of going, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you don't have to draw, hit a real hard draw stroke on it.
Is he going for this, though? He needs 1?
I think he's shooting it for sure. Now, this table's been played a lot, and Cosmo, our referee for this match, had mentioned during my match there's a little divot where the ball spots, so that could have something to do with this shot as well. Now, this is too much. I set it up, the cue ball, a little more towards the center for my preference.
Me too.
A little more towards the center.
Right.
And consequently, by where he set it up, he got more cut on the 2. So where did it go? It went to the side rail. It didn't go through the ball as much.
Right, exactly.
Actually, I don't know if you know old man Reeve Smith from Houston. He used to be.
Yeah, I know.
He was a good player and a good finger pull player and just a great man all the way around.
He passed away, huh?
I don't think so. I don't think it's
Reeves.
Yeah. So anyway, he showed me a system for that shot. So yeah, 12 ball, pretty straight in. I don't think he's going to roll this one as much. I think he's going to put a little more on this one. All right. I was wrong. Well, now we're going to see, I believe you got to see the same thing.
Same thing. Follow it over next time.
Followed in, and I'm interested to see if Shane shoots it again.
Yeah.
I couldn't blame him if he does. Really.
Right, it would be the only shot if he wants to shoot at it, unless he just not plays the safety.
Or wants to take some kind of Harrigan cut at the 2, but. And you can't worry about the 2 in this spot. What else are you going to do? I know Alex knows just about every handcuff is on right now. It's just about locked, but he's got to give up the ball in hand here.
Yeah. How old is Alex now?
Well, he's got a birthday pretty soon, I think. And we talked about this the other day. I remember in '99, he couldn't play in the Camel Tour because he wasn't 21. He was 20. So
that's
17 years. So he's looking at being 38 this year, I think.
17 and 19? 36?
No, he was 20. He was 20.
20.
Yeah, he was just shy of 21. He couldn't play in. Him and Corey both couldn't play in a few of the Camel Tour events. I believe it was 99.
Guy was right. My barber, a good friend of mine. I said, Alex, God, I played him 25 years ago. How old was he? 2, 4, or something? Whatever. He must have been 16 when I played him up at the Boulevard Billiards, and he was a good player then. Well, I guess he was a good player for when he was a lot younger than that, too.
Yeah, I don't know when. I'm sure Alex started at a very young age.
He's got it a smidgen straighter now.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he's going
got
to.
a chance to make the top ball.
Yeah.
And definitely a chance to make the 2-reeler.
He moved it over again. I think this is too much cut.
He has too much cut.
I expect the 12 to go to the side rail. Oh, he got a little more full that time. But you notice the cue ball? If you notice the cue ball, he cut it a little more full. So the cue ball didn't. I set it up where I want the cue ball to come back on the same line I'm on whenever I shoot it. So, but now this is curtains, I believe.
Yeah, he hit that with a great toe. Look at that. How strong.
All right, here we go.
How strong.
Hit it hard and right-handed. That's what Alex said. Just saying right here. He could jam him out, though. Well, nevertheless, congratulations to Shane Van Boening. He's gone 2-0. Now Alex is 0-2. We want to thank everyone. I'm Jeremy Jones, speaking for the great Jimmy Fusco.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thank you. I very much enjoyed it. Good seeing you, Jimmy, and travel safe. Everyone out there, thank you for tuning in to the Make It Happen One-Pocket event here at Sandcastle Billiards, brought to you by Accu-Stats Video Productions. We'll be back tomorrow, starting at noon. So stay tuned in, and everyone have a good evening.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the Zero Flex Point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.